L'chaim. We're sitting together, Gimel Tamuz, 32 years, and it boggles the mind. Every one of us is zertreiselt. To use the Rebbe's words in Va'ata Tetzaveh, that we're sitting here 32 years later is unfathomable and heart-wrenching. 32 is Lamed Beis, is Leiv. Leiv is the heart. Let's try to take a message from the number 32. The Rebbe spoke about 32 years after Yud Shvat in Tafshin Mem Beis. We're now 32 years after Tafshin Nun Daled. And there's a message in Leiv that could hopefully help us break out of this Golus and realize the Geula that we're all waiting for every day and every moment. In Tanya, the Alter Rebbe brings 2 times the Maimer HaZoyar. The Zoyar says, Chedvet kiya b'liboy misitra do, u'b'chiyat kiya b'liboy misitra do. That the heart can contain 2 opposite emotions simultaneously. Both in Perek Lamed Daled of the Likutei Amorim and in the Geras HaTshuva, the Alter Rebbe is talking about the ability to be heartbroken, Leiv Nishbar, a broken heart, and at the same time to be besimcha. How do we contain 2 opposite emotions at the same time? And here we are on Gimel Tamuz, and on the one hand, every Lubavitcher is zertreiselt. There's a leiv, there's a heart that's nishbar, that we're still sitting in Golus. At the same time, the Rebbe referred to Gimel Tamuz as the beginning of the Geula. The Geula of the Frierdiker Rebbe, which was the beginning of the process of Geula of Klal Yisrael. And so there's these 2 opposite experiences of Gimel Tamuz, of Golus, the bitterness of Golus, the brokenness, the Leiv Nishbar, and simultaneously the joy that we're on the cusp of Geula, of redemption. And somehow the Leiv, the heart, is able to simultaneously hold space for both. There's a fascinating teaching in Chassidus on the inyan of Echad, oneness. There's a Maimer in Ayin Beis, Vayidaber Lekim Tafresh Ayin Hey, where the Rebbe Rashab explains that Yom Echad, the first day of creation, which is the first time the word Echad is mentioned in Torah, you have to have Vayerev, Vayivoker. You have to have, for 24 hours to be a complete day, you have to have Choshech and Ur, opposites. And yet, it's the combination of opposites that creates Yom Shalem, Yom Echad. It's a fascinating thing that wherever we find in Torah the inyan of Echad, the inyan of oneness, there's usually a duality and a tension within that duality, and that's why the Torah emphasizes that it's one. The second time in Torah is Adam and Chava, V'hoyu l'basar echad. In today's parsha, in today's Heaquerters, Thursday, the pasuk says that Hashem told Moshe to tell Aaron to take a matter for every shevet, and it says for shevet Levi, you should also use matter echad. What does Rashi say in today's Chumash? Afal pi shechilaktim nishtei mishpachos, mishpachas kohuna and mishpachas levia, shevet echad hu. Even though there are two families, the Koyanim and the Leviim, and we know from Chassidus, Koyanim, Berusa Deliba, one is Hamshocha, one is Halah, they have different functions. But you should know, Mate Echad, it's one. But in the one, there's two. There's two Mishpachas. The Rebbe, Ish Echad, Roya Echad, in the famous Haftarah of Vayigash, the Navi Yecheskel is talking about the unity that will happen when Mashiach will come with the Shevet Ephraim, the Malchus Yehuda and the Malchus Yisrael. There was a division of Klal Yisrael, and there's about 13 mentions of the word Echad. Ohoyu le'etz Echad, and there will be Roya Echad. There will be one shepherd. Throughout the Haftarah, there's the tension of the two tribes that for generations are at odds with each other, and when Mashiach will come, there will be oneness. But this oneness doesn't eliminate the different Shvatim. It's a oneness that brings together opposites. Yosef, Yehuda, the Rebbe represented the bringing together, represents the bringing together of opposites. In the Rebbe's Torah, we see the Shiluv and Niglav and Nister, the revealed and hidden Torah, are one. In a Rashi, the Rebbe could bring out the deepest secrets of Torah, Yeina Shel Torah, and he can show you how the Pshat, the letters, the words, on the most surface level, contain the deepest secrets. The Rebbe saw the value in completely different types of people. The Rebbe sees the activist, the scholar, the diplomat, the Pashut Yid doing Psoim. The Rebbe represents Noisei Hafachim because the Rebbe's mission is to channel Atzmus in Olam Hazeh. Gilui Atzmus Ein Sof in this world, and the closest we can get to define Atzmus, which is actually a paradox, you cannot define Atzmus, is that Atzmus is Noisei Hafachim. It holds opposites. Vul, Bligvul, Mamale, Soivev. The Rebbe's Torah is full of holding space for opposites. And so when we say that the Rebbe is Ish Echad, Roya Echad, it's the idea of bringing together opposites. In Chabad today, we have, like Rashi says, Chilaktim nishtei mishpachos. There's different families. Anasha Farbrengen here in 770, Anasha Farbrengen by the oil, Anasha Farbrengen in Beis Rivka, Chilaktim nishtei mishpachos. But afal pisha chilaktim nishtei mishpachos, shevet echadu. There's one Chabad. Chabad echad. To the extent that we are able to hold space for a different type of chassid than we are, is the extent to which we align our heart, our lave, with the Rebbe's heart. The Rebbe was able and is able to see the value. The Rebbe encouraged us to scream Mashiach from the rooftops. And the Rebbe also pulled the brakes at times. The Rebbe spoke about Eilus de Toyu, Kera Welt, Five of the Welt. And the Rebbe also knew when to play within the world. The Rebbe saw the value in proclamations of the government in Washington, D.C., making congressional proclamations. And the Rebbe spoke right here at Yom HaChinuch, at the President of America is recognizing Yud Aleph Nissen. The Rebbe saw the value in the diplomats of Chabad in D.C., and in the Bachrim Horoving in a Maimer, in a Sikha, in 770. Echad does not mean that there's one way. Echad means that there's Erev Avoiker. There's different elements that come together. There's a Shevet Kahuna, there's a Shevet Leviyah, but it's Shevet Echad. And on this day, 32 years, Lamed Beis, let us recommit ourselves to Achdus Achsidim, which the Tzemach Tzedek said will bring us towards the Geula. And the Rebbe said many times, and the Rebbe wrote that if Chassidim will be united, Mashiach will schon lange kommen. Every one of us wants the Rebbe. Everybody is praying for this Galus. It's yours already, the Aloi Galus. The biggest keli that we can make for bringing the Rebbe back is to hold space in our leiv, in our heart, for a different type of chassid than we are. It's very easy to be with your chevra, with your group, with your genre of chassidim, with people that are similar in ideology to you. It's very difficult to make space, to embrace, to love, to cherish, to value, and to respect a chassid who's not like you, for whom the Rebbe shows up in a different way. And yet, it's in that unity that we align our hearts, our leiv, with the Rebbe's leiv, because the Rebbe in his heart has space for every Jew in the world. And we go to the farthest corners of the world to find a Jew who we never met before. And yet, there are Yidden in this room, in this shchunah, in this building, who won't speak to each other. And in this week's parsha, we see Kairach made division because he wanted everybody to be equal. Kol Eida Kulam Kadoshim, let's make everything one. And what did he land up with? Machloikus. And what does the pasuk say? Boiker reisem. Rashi says, Gvulis cholak Hashem ba'ilamai. It's okay, there's gvulis, there's differences. There's different types of, different strokes for different folks. The Rebbe is big enough to have space, and the Rebbe's heart has space for everybody. And if we are excluding, denouncing, condemning, and defining our experience of the Rebbe as the only valid experience, we're not aligned with the Rebbe's heart. The Rebbe's heart was big enough to have space for every single chassid. The Rebbe loved every single chassid. Whether he was like this, whether he was like that, the closer that we can align our heart, our leiv, with the Rebbe's heart, which holds opposites. Bechiyah b'liboy mesitra do. Do weint men, do tanzt men. Here we're dancing on Gimel Tamuz, and here we're crying on Gimel Tamuz. And you know what? The dancers and the criers were all one family. And there's two times in Hayoim Yoim that it says Chsidim Ed Mishpacha. One time it says Alle Chsidim Ed Mishpacha. Not just my type of Chsidim. Alle Chsidim Ed Mishpacha, when we will be one, Barucheinu, Avinu, Kulanu, Ka'echad, let us be united. United doesn't mean we're only one type of chassid. We have space in our leiv for every type of chassid, whether he's here, whether he's there, and the same goes for them. Maybe we be zoiche to be reunited with the Rebbe, Malkeinu, Mashiachenu, tonight, Chaim, Chia Melech.